Grinding all my life, sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life I've been grinding all my life. Look.
A four-time champion, a four-time most valuable player, a four-time NBA Finals MVP, the leading scorer in All-Star history, making his 18th All-Star on this stage. He's just a kid from Akron, from the LA Lakers, LeBron James!
What up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome to the Ball Dnt Lie podcast. This is your boy Dex, your host, the one and only. Welcome back to another show. I know some of you are out there trying to rip me on Twitter, on IG about the NBA All-Star Weekend, how it's this and that and the third. I miss this like this every single year. But would you prefer this All-Star Weekend or would you prefer the Pro Bowl? You tell me. I'm going to tell you right now, there is no sport in the entire hemisphere. Actually, forget about the hemisphere, the globe. Actually, forget the globe, the whole universe. There's no sport that has a better All-Star weekend or break for entertainment, for us fans, for me especially, than the NBA. So regardless of how you guys want to take it as it is, I don't blame you. Because the things that we see in the past, obviously we want that to be topped, right? Every single year. But it doesn't happen because some players or some of these dunk contests, that join the dunk contest, the 3-point, whatever it may be, right? They're competing to get that cup or whatever it may be, that award. Some of them are not as good as ones in the past. It is what it is, but hey, I'm not coming here to assault you guys about that, So obviously, I hope you're enjoying your whole entire weekend. It's a 4-day weekend for me. So everybody's off tomorrow. I'm assuming everybody's off tomorrow on Monday. It's a holiday. It is. So the last episode I dropped about the Phoenix Suns in the Valley, yeah, they're still getting no respect. Even though I dropped the video tip, some of y'all seen this, some of y'all heard on the audio route, some of you probably didn't watch it. Go ahead and click that link above and tap in with that video and let me know how it goes. But yeah, they deserve their credit. But let's go forward. Let's talk about the NBA All-Star Weekend because I've seen every single one. I haven't never missed a year since my existence, since I was able to watch the All-Star Weekend. I've never missed one. Yeah, I mean, I might miss an event, but I've never missed a weekend. So I'm tapped into, obviously the celebrity game, and it's fun to see, guys like, Garrett over here dunking on people who plays for the Cleveland Browns, right? Every year, there's always somebody new that comes out to be a celebrity, and they're doing their thing. I'm not really into that at all. I'm not into that. So we're going to go ahead and break all this stuff about the 2 days, the Saturday and Sunday, and I'll go ahead and break it down because it was entertainment for me as far as some of it. So, and before we kind of get into that, hey, man, if you've been tapped in so far, I appreciate the love. If you're new to this channel, welcome to the show. And I hope I'm here to entertain you guys, and I hope you're here to, catch stuff about the NBA because this is what I'm doing all the time, 100%. This is the grind I'm in. So if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that bell notification right there. Every time you drop a video, you get that alert to your phone or your tablet or your laptop. Thumbs up if you can. It does help us a lot with the video, push the content to the top of YouTube and IG as well with the algorithm. So we appreciate that. And if you can't catch us on the video outlet, hey, you can catch us on audio route. We're on every single streaming platform out there, and I appreciate the love. I'm on every single streaming, not every single streaming. Sorry about that. Run that back. I'm on every single social media platform out there you can think of, from TikTok to obviously Twitter and IG and Facebook. Yeah, I'm on all that. So if you want to send me up for some debates, I ain't Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp, Stephen A. Smith, and who is a new guy on First Take. But hey, I can give it to you from this side of the, inside of the phone. So
Pause.
But anyways, let's get back to it. NBA All-Star Weekend. Some of y'all enjoyed it. I did. I digged it out. Obviously, the 3-point contest, the skills challenge, the dunk contest. Every year we come in with hype because we know who's the best dunkers in the game. We know who's the best shooters in the game. Obviously, we want to see those guys in here. But what they do is they get spoon-fed, oh, man, John Morant, man, you the man, bro. You a high flyer. man, and he's like, yeah, I'm thinking about it. And then like, nah, I'm not going to do it, because obviously some OGs, some vets, they're talking to him, telling him, hey, bro, like, you the third best team in the West. You're like a top 5 team in the NBA. Like, don't hurt yourself, But hey, all the players before him, Jordan, Vince Carter, Jason Richardson, like I can go on, right? Everybody has stamped their legacy through a dunk contest. Kobe Bryant, I can go on. So, like, obviously, we want to see a John Morant. Obviously, we never got LeBron James, not once. And in his peak of his years, we wanted LeBron James. But I don't think LeBron James has any, I wouldn't say, obviously, he's a great in-game dunker. But I don't think he has a lot of creativity to oohs and ahs. Like when we see him, he comes with power and he goes to the basket. But if you want to add some creativity to it, I don't think LeBron has it. And like I said, the reason why I really believe in it, and you guys can sit here and argue all that you want, he has never came once. Not one time. LeBron has never came to dunk contest. Not one time. To prove me wrong. And whoever else is saying the same thing, but we do appreciate LeBron James for what he did in his career. So I'm not going to knock him for the dunk contest, but yeah, we want players like that. We want a Miles Bridges, right, from the Hornets. That's the guy we want to see. We want to see a John Morant. We want to see the Zach LaVine versus Eric Gordon, like the 2 caliber players that haven't been in it yet. And I'm pretty sure John Morant and Miles Bridges, I think they can compete against the Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon as far as like one of the best dunk contests of all time. Right? People who live in eras, right? Everybody knows the Jordan era. Oh yeah, Jordan's the best. He had the best show. Then they saw Vince Carter, and we thought we would never see anything like Vince Carter, right? In 2000, when they had the All-Star weekend in Oakland at the Coliseum, well, not the Coliseum, but they call it the arena. But anyways, you get my drift, right? Vince Carter, the 3 or 4 dunks he had, we have never seen it ever. And some of those dunks he had just basically created in his mind. He has never attempted to practice. I think once or twice one of those dunks. The rest of it is just like, you know what? Let me just go try this. Half man, half amazing. Air Canada. What else they call him? Vince Sanity. Right? He has so many nicknames. Like the dude was just crazy when it comes to aerodynamics, right? So then you fast forward and you go to Jason Richardson from the Warriors. And you're like, holy moly. Right? Like, the stuff he was doing was insane. Then you had Nate Robinson for a guy who's short. And I don't know. The NBA index, they're saying that he's like, what, 5'10", 5'11"? His dude's like 5'6", 5'7" at best. And look what he did. Then you had, obviously, the Dwight Howard. And I can go on, right? So the best dunk contest that we have seen in recent modern time is obviously those 2 guys, Zach LaVine, Eric Gordon. So coming back to this whole entire dunk contest, I mean, you have Descanso Anderson. Even he's the Warriors I represent, the team that I root for. Bro, he's not a high flyer. He's not creative like that. So I was kind of shocked that he was actually in it. But who else can you take that is volunteering, right? Old Toppin, dude's creative. I mean, I'm not mad at him. Dude's kind of creative what he does in his dunk contest this year, right? But we're missing guys like John Morant, Miles Bridges. Who else can we see out there? There's a lot of guys who have crazy ups. Like Anthony Edwards, right, from Minnesota. We want him to be in it. Imagine if there's those 3 guys alone. I'm paying front row seats for that event. But when I seen this, I was like, I ain't going to Cleveland. Right? Then you have the 3-point contest, right? You have Trae Young, who everybody thought he was going to win. Right? And oh my God, they had, what's his name? Luke Kennard. Oh my God, people who are the Clipper Nations were saying, oh, he's going to win. Out of nowhere, you had Karl Anthony Towns, first big man, I think outside of Dirk Nowitzki, to ever win the 3-point contest. You got to give kudos to that. Because Patty Mills, great, game shooter, he choked. So you have, obviously, every year is different. It's just at the moment. I guess, I get it. But so far, skills challenge, it was okay. Obviously, Cleveland won the whole thing, right? You have Mobley, Jared Allen, Darius Garland, right? So those 3 guys won the skills challenge. 3-point contest, you have Cat that won it. Then it comes down to the dunk contest, and you have Obi Toppin that wins it. And so far, we're like, yeah, this weekend's trash. That's all I've been hearing on Twitter. Was like, damn, this weekend's trash. But hey, you sat through it and you watched it and you sifted through it, right? It's not like the Pro Bowl. You see what the Pro Bowl is doing. You see what the Pro Bowl did like a couple weeks ago, playing dodgeball. I mean, if you're playing dodgeball to get your ratings up, I mean, I know these players are getting paid to go there, free vacation for the family too, playing dodgeball. They don't mind. But the Pro Bowl ain't the same level as the NBA All-Star Weekend. I mean, if you guys sit there and really think that, pass. Okay? Anyway, so this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. NBA All-Star Game in Cleveland. Big dogs. Team LeBron versus Team KD. Who KD, by the way, is going through a little family situation. His grandma passed away, so he had to leave out of Cleveland and go deal with the family situation. So hope everything works out. With KD, it's tough losing any family member. So hopefully, he goes through that and gets that situated. And it's a tough time. I'll let you know. I tell you, it's a tough time, to lose anyone. I had experienced that myself. So, my condolences go out to the KD family. And going back, so you have Team KD versus Team LeBron. I mean, the reason why I like this format, the NBA All-Star Game, is because you can never know what the score is. Really, every quarter they change the score to 0. So if you drop 50 points in the first quarter, Team LeBron drops 50, another team drops 30. Second quarter starts, you're both at 0. The reason why is to keep it entertaining. So no one knows what really the score is unless you're really out there to calculate it. And that's too much, right? This is entertainment, bro. This is not a real game, right? So all that analytics stuff, push it to the side, right? So obviously in the first half we had Joel Embiid doing his thing, right? In halftime, I'm gonna give the NBA actually props for this. That was actually a pretty dope ceremony for the top 75 players of all time. For them to actually put them on stage for the world to see on one of the biggest weekends in sports. I mean, that is great. From guys from, Bob Pettit, from back in the days, from Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Wilt Chamberlain, Russell, right? You had Oscar Robertson, to the current players, Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Allen Iverson, Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. You have Kevin Durant, obviously he's in that conversation, right? Steve Nash, Steph Curry. I can go on. So to announce all 75 players for each position, for a guard, a forward, and a center, that was great because a lot of people out there learned some of these vets, some of these Hall of Famers, some of these great players to ever play the game. Like Havlicek. A lot of people are like, who the hell's Havlicek? I was sitting with some people and who is this guy Havlicek? I'm like, are you kidding me? One of the greatest players to ever play in the NBA. One of the greatest players to ever wear a Celtics jersey. How you not know that? I mean, I'm in the game. I'm invested in the game. Some people are just here to watch a show, watch a game, I guess, but kudos to the NBA for that. So going forward, right? NBA All-Star Weekend. Going to the third quarter, it picks up a little bit, right? At this point, you gotta understand, Steph has already been hitting threes. I think he has 6 or 5 going into halftime, right? Third quarter comes around. Steph Curry goes on a blaze. I mean, Steph Curry. This Steph Curry right here, Wardell, was cooking one of your favorite players out there. If your favorite player was on the opposite team, on Team Kevin Durant, yeah, I feel sorry for you, son, because my homie out here was cooking y'all. He dropped 16 threes. He had 48 points, I believe, going into the fourth or starting the fourth. Dude had 50 points. He needed 3 more points to break the record, and that's obviously when the score was very close. The first team to 163. Team LeBron had 155. KD's team had 155. Went down to the wire. They get the ball to Steph multiple times to get that three-pointer, but obviously they're doing traps on him at that point. But still, I tip my head off. I don't care what you say. To shoot 16 threes in a game, some of them were disrespectful. Man, run that tape.
You call it a blessing. I had a few flashback nightmares. Stop playing it. Personally for myself, and I saw everyone out here oohing and on with him. He's already got some. And Curl, no. Oh, no. Oh, here we go. Here we go. He did it. Stop it! Stop it!
That is disrespect. Shoots on you, looks at you, runs back, doesn't even bother looking back. Yeah. So then, Zach LaVine comes down, hits a three-pointer. Oh, next bucket wins. Next bucket for either team wins. They give the ball to LeBron James. Oh, LeBron. Oh, this is Cleveland. Hold up, man. I don't got to tell you all this. Run the tape.
He is from Akron. Let's do it. Cleveland. Let's do it, Cleveland. This is for you. Got it. That's a winner. Cleveland. This is for you. Game-winning shot by LeBron James. Wow. What a force.
Cleveland, this is for you. Fade away over two guys. Joel Embiid, I don't know what you're doing. Don't double team. Go one-on-one, bro. But yeah, man, it was crazy. The NBA All-Star game, I enjoyed it from the beginning to the end. You had some fans, who you're trash talking. I mean, they're celebrities, obviously, and they're not really fans of. They're fans of the players, obviously, but you get my drift. So let's run the stats, basically. So we're looking at what? This is Team LeBron. Team LeBron had what? LeBron James had 24 points, played good. Obviously he was not being very aggressive all three quarters, but in crunch times it was like, give me the ball, right? And obviously we all know Giannis. He only has one motor, and that motor is to go, like nonstop. Dude doesn't have a relaxed mode. Dude doesn't have. This is a pickup game. We're playing a pickup game. Okay, because like the same way Allen Iverson said, we're talking about practice. We're talking about practice, not the game. We're talking about practice. You know that line. Well, that's what Giannis is talking about. What? This is a pickup game? Hell no, I'm going to play. So he dropped 30 points, 12 rebounds himself. Obviously, then that tapers off from there because obviously 50 points came from Steph Curry. Jokic had 10. You have DeRozan who hit that clutch shot. The last, I think it was like 158, 160 hit a fadeaway over. I forgot who he hit fadeaway over. Was it Devin Booker, I believe? Yeah, I think so. So he had 10 points himself. Jared Allen had 10. Darius Garland had 13. Guys like Jimmy Butler, Fred VanVleet, those guys hardly played. They played 9 minutes each. And then Chris Paul played 2 minutes, had 0 points. And the reason why is because he has a messed up thumb. So I don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, they say it might require surgery, might not, but they're going to reevaluate him like within 4 to 6 weeks, somewhere in that ballpark. That might affect the Phoenix Suns as far as, winning tough games, big games. But they do have Cameron Payne, who's a very good in plug and play. As long as everybody's healthy, they still have a shot to continue being one of the best teams in the NBA. So let's go to Team KD, a.k.a. Team Jason Tatum, because he was the captain, right? All right, so Jason Tatum had 8 points, played 20 minutes in the game. He was not really there to play. Wiggins had 10. Then Joel Embiid from the rip was trying to hoop out there. Dude dropped 17 points in the first half. Joel Embiid was trying to win the whole damn thing. He was trying to get MVP so he can win MVP this season as far as a player. To get two of them in the same season, you're up there, right? You're going to be up there as far as legacy to win an NBA All-Star MVP, then also win the season MVP. So that's what Joel Embiid was trying to thrive for. Obviously, he came short against Steph Curry and Team LeBron. Then you have Trae Young, who's trying to go back and forth with Steph Curry for a little bit, but we all know who holds the water. It ain't Curry that holds the water. And then John Morant had a couple good. He had a crazy reverse dunk, a couple of attempts. I think he had 2 dunks in the game, I believe. And that was it, 6 points. And Deuce at the bench. Then you had Devin Booker. Obviously, you playing Team Durant, so he needs some shooters, right? You got Devin Booker who could give you 20 points. DeAndre Murray played great, 17 points. LaMelo Ball was not scared of the limelight for sure. He was out here trying to hoop. Like, he didn't care about the oohs and ahs and alley-oops. He was trying to do his thing. He got 18 points. And from there, it tapers off as far as points. Chris Middleton had 5. Karl Anthony Towns had 9. Rudy Gobert had 6. Zach LaVine had 12. They actually played pretty good as far as minute spread on Team Kevin Durant. Like, the least minute played was 11 minutes, and that was Zach LaVine. Imagine that. Rudy Gobert played more than him. Karl Anthony Towns played more minutes than him. If you look at other guards like John Morant, DeJounte Murray, LaMelo Ball, they all played in the 20s or plus, and Zach LaVine only played in 11 minutes. So I don't know if it was an injury issue or just the coach didn't want him to play. I don't know. If you look at the team of LeBron, though, you have 3 guys who played less than 10 minutes. Jimmy Butler, Fred VanVleet, Chris Paul. We know Chris Paul's situation. Jimmy to a slight degree, but, obviously that just tells you, not every single person is going to be out there playing. Obviously, it's just a great moment to be there, for the 3-day weekend, yada, yada, yada. But, yeah, man, I enjoyed it. The format I like. I like the format. People are complaining about, no, go back to the old ways. No, the old ways were not fun. We seen a blowout. That's why we created a whole new format. They created a whole entire new format because it was a blowout by 20 points. If you're paying top dollars, and I know people that I know were at the game, were like, damn, if this was a blowout, I paid top dollars to be here in Cleveland. Imagine that. Like, you flew to Cleveland. Obviously, the weekend's lit. Clubs everywhere, right? Everybody doing their thing. But if I'm paying top dollar to a Super Bowl, All-Star Weekend, even the NBA Finals, if I see a blowout, I'm not going to be happy about it because it's pretty expensive. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty expensive paper. So, but yeah. So now that the NBA All-Star is out the window. Yeah, so, man, so right now, obviously, the NBA All-Star Weekend is over. It's done, right? So now there's a fork in the road. It's either, for as far as the NBA, usually when the All-Star Weekend is done is when players gear up for the end of the season. It's no longer a marathon no more. It is a race. First man there, last man out kind of mentality, right? So there's a fork in the road. There's either teams that are trying to win and go that route as far as trying to make it to the playoff or make it to the play-in tournament or trying to win the chip. And there's teams that are like, you know what? Yeah, we're not good enough, so we're going to tank some games. We're just going to play our young players, get them some experience, right? Stuff like that. So that happens always after this time of the year as far as All-Star Weekend, right? So players won't play for like another 4 or 5 more games, right? So the games are going to be intense because everything's going to change. We know the Phoenix Suns is not fully healthy. Chris Paul has a thumb issue. He's going to be reevaluated in 4 or 5 weeks, 6 weeks max, right? Could that, and that's on his left hand. So, or is that on his shooting hand? I forgot which hand it is, but you get my drift, right? So we don't know what's going to happen. Can Cameron Payne pick up that pace? Could he be that guy to be the answer to Chris Paul, which I believe to a certain degree he could. But he can't be that guy to win you major games, like big games. But they do have depth at point guards over there for sure. For sure. So we'll see what happens with Phoenix Suns, right? Then you have the Lakers who are trying to just even get in the picture of maybe possibility of playing in the playoffs. But no Anthony Davis for the next 3-4 weeks, or 3-4 weeks. So obviously that's going to be an issue. Can LeBron James, with his age, with his his endurance, can he sustain? Can he be that guy? He can no longer carry a team by himself over franchise. We know that. He can win you quarters and spurts, but can he carry to win games every single night in and night out? I doubt that. So that's an interesting story to watch as well. The Warriors are trying to come up and try to take the first seed with the Phoenix being hampered, right? You got the Memphis Grizzlies doing their thing. They're trying to get into the second seed. They smell blood in the water too. Then when you go to the East Coast, it's the same damn thing, right? Obviously, we know KD ain't healthy. He's going to come back in a couple weeks. We all know what's going on with James Harden with the hamstring. He might come back this week or not. Maybe next week. We don't know his situation, right? So the Sixers got to play without him. Then you have Ben Simmons is trying to return to Philadelphia, his first game back, to return to Philadelphia and play against them in their house March 5th. So that game is going to be circled and dotted for everyone to be out there to see that, because obviously James Harden should be healthy at that point and Ben Simmons should be back to being Ben Simmons, right? Or we'll see. Is that mental issue a problem? We don't know. We're gonna definitely tap in for that, right? But this is the best time of the year. This is the best time of the year because every team in the East and the West is fighting for survival. The Boston Celtics just all of a sudden picked up, this momentum, and now they're running full charge, and whoever's in their way, they're trying to smack, right? Then you have the Miami Heat, who's trying to keep the top to themselves. But you have the teams that are catching up, like the Sixers, right? The Nets are trying to get in the picture eventually. You have the Bucks right there around the corner. Chicago Bulls is tapping your shoulder like, hey, we're right behind you. So there's a lot of good teams in the East and the West all fighting for it, right? So for the next 3-4 months, it's going to be lit, right? So we have teams fighting for positions for the playoff until April. So then all of February, right? And you got March Madness in March. So all of February, March, April, May, June, July, August is the NBA and basketball. If you think I'm playing, August is what? You tell me what's going on in August. It's pretty much, I think that maybe they might have Summer League at that point, but Summer League is all in July. You got free agency beginning in July. You got the NBA Finals in June. You got the NBA draft in June. Then you have the playoff, right, going through between April and basically until beginning June. So, yeah, basketball is here to stay. And it's going to be lit. And this is what I do full time. This is my grind. So, obviously, you're going to be seeing a lot of me if you're tuning in. And I hope you're enjoying the show as well. And like I said, hey, man, if you're here to watch it for the first time or not, I appreciate the love. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit that bell for notification. Don't be shy, man. Thumbs up if you can. Hey, hit me in the comments. I do respond back. I do vibe back. That's for real. Catch me on any of the social media platforms. Man, there's a lot to dive into. Like I said, stay tuned for the next episode. And like I said, y'all got to be safe out there, man. I know everybody over here going out, spring break coming around the corner. Y'all try to just be safe out there. I hope you enjoy the show. I'll be back for new content, man. Appreciate the love. NBA is about to go in a whole different mode right now. It's not a marathon no more. It's about to be a sprint. Until then, y'all be safe out there, man. One love.